This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane. This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hello, everybody. My name is the Italian Prince Piraino, and you're here with Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the Italian Prince, Piraino.
Hello, everybody.
How are you today, Piraino?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Can you tell us where you'll be next, event-wise?
Next, tomorrow I will be wrestling in Greensboro, North Carolina at the October 2nd. Well, I guess this is, it would be the 11th at ACW out in Southern Pines at the National Guard Armory. October 2nd at the Firestar Performance Center for Afterburn in Greensboro, North Carolina, which will be posted on Patreon for if you follow Firestar on Patreon. And then Boxcar on the 17th in Greensboro, North Carolina, which will also be on Patreon at some point too.
Perfect. And where can we find you on social media and merchandise?
Social media is Piraino Wrestling for Instagram. Facebook page is Piraino. Merchandise, still working on it. We got some good stuff coming.
Okay.
I think that's it. Also, if you follow gaming or Twitch or anything like that, I'm on Twitch at Tat1531.
Okay, perfect. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. You work for Firestar Pro Wrestling. Can you tell us about your relationship with the company?
So that is where I train currently. I love it. I mean, it's one of my favorite companies I've worked for. Happy to be there every time. Always have a good time. The fans are great.
Firestar is the home base when it comes to pro wrestling, no?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Now, one name you've been in the ring with is a one Evan Gold. Kind of picking up steam right now. Second generation wrestler. What was that experience like wrestling him?
So I actually did not get to wrestle Evan Gold. Something happened with his car the night of the show, and he wasn't able to make it. So unfortunately, I actually did not get to wrestle him.
Interesting. Car trouble. Italian prince, some type of connection there?
Yes.
Well, one match that you did, I do know for a fact that you had was against JCB. You actually wrestled when it rained, no?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that experience, wrestling in the rain?
Well, it was dangerous. Very slippery. I would not recommend it. But rain, snow, sun, show must go on. We went out there and killed it. I mean, he got the win over me. But like I said, I'm gonna blame that on the ring being wet, and I lost my footing.
I mean, like you said, it's kind of more dangerous, obviously in the rain. How
Yeah.
do you kind of adjust the way that you wrestle, for that extra added element of danger?
Um, really just take your time, more so than if you're wrestling in a regular ring, you don't have to worry about slipping in a puddle or something like that. So unfortunately with the rain, there was puddles all over the ring. So a lot less movement and more just physicality, fighting each other, beating each other down, not much running or anything like that.
I mean, when you're mentioning puddles, like when there was a slam or something, did the water actually jump up when
Yeah. Yes, it did.
how I feel like this is like a reverse Inferno match.
Yeah.
The water is coming up with when the fire comes up. So I mean, well, how does that feel? Like slamming, doing all your normal stuff, but obviously water is kind of getting splashed on you every time.
Well, it was cold. My gear actually at one point started falling down a little bit, exposing my underwear, because of my gear got soaked and it was wet, and yeah, it wasn't fun.
I mean, it's
Or I mean,
oh, continue.
it was fun. It just wasn't the aftermath of clean up and all that. That wasn't fun.
It sounds like it was definitely a lucky day that you decided to wear underwear under your gear
Yeah.
that day.
Yes.
Or that would have been a good day for those fans in the crowd.
Yeah.
Another match you had was for the Alpha Underground Championship. You
Yes.
took the champion to their absolute limit. What was that match and that experience like?
That was my first singles title match. And I went out there with something to prove, and I feel like I proved it against the reigning, still Alpha Underground champion, Sean Cruz. We beat the hell out of each other. It was very surreal. I'll say that because that was actually supposed to be the night I wrestled Evan Golden. So thankfully, him not showing up got me a title opportunity. Unfortunately, yes, go exactly. Unfortunately, I was unable to get the win. But hopefully in the future, I'll get another opportunity and I'll be the Alpha Underground Heavyweight Champ.
Having a match like that, even though, you're not coming out with the gold, does it just kind of further inspire you to actually get to that mountaintop? Does it kind of make you feel more hungry to get there?
Absolutely. 100%. Every loss makes me hungrier. Every loss makes me better. Every loss pushes me to want to be the best. Even when I win, I still want to be better. I still want to get better. I still want to be that guy. And it's everyone wants to be that guy. So it's a fight, and it doesn't ever stop being a fight.
What would it mean to you, when you do actually capture that championship and are able, to hold it above your head?
My biggest thing is I would just want to inspire the next generation of wrestlers. I would want to push them to be the best that they can be as well. The biggest thing for me is giving back to the business. And the best way to do that is to be the best you can be and inspire other people to be the best they can be. And I feel like being the world champion for any promotion is an honor, and that's the opportunity to inspire anybody that sees you, or anybody that looks up to you, any fans, any wrestlers in the back, because at that moment all eyes are on you.
Right. So it does seem like it's kind of more of just, a singular, goal. You're doing it more for, you're doing it for more than just yourself.
Yes.
Does that kind of put some extra pressure on you? That, you're just not, like the lone wolf, looking for his title, but to have that added pressure of, those other individuals?
I wouldn't say pressure so much. And the thing about being champion is there is a different level of pressure to being the champion, because at that point you're the standard of that company, and you're facing most of the time guys that have been around way longer, have wrestled way more than you, and their experience is higher. So I think that would be where the most of the pressure comes from. Is who am I stepping into next? what can I hit them with that they haven't seen or done before, and really just what it takes to stay there, to stay at the top.
Okay. Now, another match that you've had, against a one CJ Evans. You had, a 2 out of 3 falls match. One of the types of matches that, kind of test a pro wrestler. So, what was that experience like having that match with CJ?
I would say would probably at this point I would probably put that at my favorite match so far that I've had. It was the first. I'm trying to recall, but I mean, to my knowledge, that's the first real stipulation match that I had. So it was definitely a lot different from mine and his prior matches. Because me and CJ have gone at it so many times at Firestar. But that was the final, and that I believe was a number 1 contenders match, or it was an opportunity to get put into a number 1 contenders match. That was, I mean, it tested me, it pushed me, and like I lost, but I feel I was able to grow, learn, and get better, and notice where I went wrong in that match, and gave him the opportunity to get the win over me. But it was, oh man, that was a good match. I really liked that match.
Well, it was a culmination of a couple of months when it came to your rivalry with CJ.
Yes.
So, I mean, could you speak about that rivalry with CJ?
Well, I will say we're not done. There's gonna be more Piraino versus CJ somewhere at some point, and I'll be looking forward to getting my get back on him. But yeah, I mean, that was between me and him. It was just built up. 2 people wanting to prove that they belonged and that they were the better man. And I mean, I've beaten him, he's beaten me, and it ended up getting pushed. He challenged me to the 2 out of 3 falls to definitively decide who was the better man. And on that night, unfortunately, CJ was the better man. But like I said, moving forward, I learned, I've grown, and I've only gotten better. Every time I step in the ring, I get better. And I'm looking forward to getting my hands on CJ somewhere down the line.
Like you said, it's not over yet.
Yes.
Maybe the next match stipulation you'll have is in the rain.
Well, hopefully we get to stay away from in the rain.
Alright. I think it's time for Piraino's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh man. I actually do got a one crazy one. There was a promotion in Bronx. This is back in 2015, I believe. Back when I first started wrestling. And so my trainer at the time was booked on a show, and we had gone, he brought a bunch of the students with him or whatever, and the show wouldn't let us in there to even help set up the ring or anything like that. So we were sitting in the car waiting for waiting for our trainer to come out and let us know what was going on. And then probably an hour and a half goes by, and we ended up having two undercover police officers pull up, wanting to search through the car and looking for weapons and hard drugs and all that other stuff. And it's just, four wrestlers sitting in a car and the trunk's full of all our gear, and it made me I haven't been to Bronx since. That was that kind of sketched me out a little bit, being in that situation, but it also opened my eyes to like the area we were in too, and how dangerous it can be, especially wrestling shows. Sometimes they're not always in the best areas, and you get done with the show at 10, 11 o'clock at night. You break down the ring. You walk out to your car at 1 in the morning. Anything can happen. Thankfully, we got out of there safely and got home safely, and no one got hurt, no one got robbed. Nothing too crazy happened, but it was an eye-opening experience. I was fucking, I think, 21. Something like that. So, I mean, I was young. It was, it was a little crazy, for me. That was my first big, real, experience with something like that. So it was a little worrisome, and, but like I said, we're always learning. We're always, and that's definitely something. We got to be safe out there, whether in the ring, outside of the ring, we got to be safe. And that's the biggest takeaway from that experience. And it was a little bit crazy.
So, I mean, the cops just, without reason, just promptly just asked to search your car?
Yes. So they had seen us. They were watching us sit there because like I said, the show wouldn't let us in. So we were sitting in the car for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours before we were even able to get into the show. So, I mean, they were suspicious on what we were doing. And that was, they were looking for, heavy weaponry, heavy drugs, things like that. They didn't find any, obviously.
I mean, luckily it wasn't, your coach at the time wasn't, a deathmatch wrestler. Or there would have been some very suspicious, weaponry in there.
Yes, yeah.
Right, so, a very interesting and bizarre adventure, to say the least.
Yeah. So far, that's the only one I've had.
I mean, that's pretty lucky, honestly, considering, pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Less of a bizarre adventure, or, I mean, depending on the chat, you also, Twitch stream. Can you tell us about, your twitching?
So, I try to stream often. I haven't streamed in a couple months just because I've been busy. So it's not, unfortunately, I don't get to stream as much as I had hoped. But I do, basically I stream a lot of horror games. I do the Resident Evil playthroughs and things like that. I'm a big horror game guy. Horror movies, I love all that. Mostly 90% of my content is Dead by Daylight. A 4v1, 4 survivors, 1 killer game. Really basic, nothing too crazy with that. I do stream anime games sometimes. Big Dragon Ball Z fan.
I mean, you mentioned Resident Evil. What's your favorite Resident Evil?
Honestly, I'm liking. I recently played the remake of the 4th game, and I would have to put either Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 4 up there as my favorite. Especially with the remakes that they're doing now. I think they're doing a great job with them. And of course, my favorite Resident Evil character, Ada Wong. They're giving her more love. They gave her a lot more love in the 4th with the DLC, Separate Ways. So I would probably put the 4th remake up there at the top.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're speaking about DLC. I don't think that the most I think the most infamous unlockable character in Resident Evil is the block of it's not curry, tofu. The tofu
Yes. Yeah.
Were you able to actually unlock that?
I played I don't think I unlocked like a character skin for it. But I did play through the game mode, the tofu game mode or whatever they had there. I think that was the 2nd or 3rd game they had that, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. I can't remember exactly which one it was. But yeah, the tofu block.
Yeah. That was a crazy one.
Hey, maybe that's something that you can stream. Road to getting the tofu block skin.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned horror as well, horror movies. What's your go-to?
Friday the 13th.
Which
one? I did like, I think the remake one they did in 2010 or 2012. That was a good one. But for the classics, Oh man, there's so many good Jason Voorhees movies. I mean, Jason X was a good one. I know a lot of people hate on that one, but I loved it. Really, any of them. If you put on a a movie with Friday the 13th, I'll sit there and watch it.
My favorite has always been the first one, simply because it's still to this day a really good swerve. Because anybody that's new to the franchise, anybody knows that Jason is the main antagonist. He's the killer.
Yeah.
But so a lot of people would know that going into the first movie. But then you have the swerve that the killer of the first movie isn't Jason. It's his mom.
Yes.
So, like I said, for anybody that doesn't that's new to the franchise, they're going to get that swerve. And I feel like horror movies, the best part about horror movies is the swerve, especially at the end.
Yeah. They, yeah. That is. I mean, the swerve is. That was a big swerve. In that one.
Okay. And I mean, you mentioned Dragon Ball Z as well. Can you tell us about your love of Dragon Ball?
I mean, it's the GOAT. It's the GOAT of all anime. I mean, there's tons of, especially nowadays. A lot of people that have gotten into anime later on, or the younger generation. They're all about the newer animes and stuff. A lot of them have never even heard of Dragon Ball Z, and that's crazy to me, because without Dragon Ball Z, there isn't. I mean, there really isn't anime. Dragon Ball Z was the first mainstream anime that really made anime take off, and even the creator Akira Toriyama, even he inspired tons of creators to. I mean, Masashi Kishimoto, who made Naruto, Tite Kubo, I think, the guy that made Bleach. They were all inspired by Akira Toriyama and what he was able to do with Dragon Ball Z and how big it got and how big it continues to get. I mean, they're keeping it going even now after Akira Toriyama passed.
Right.
But I mean, to me, it was my first experience with anime, and it really. I mean, it inspired my love of anime and just the story of anime. I mean, they all have their own unique story.
Have you seen Daima?
I have.
What do you think of Daima?
I had mixed feelings about it, but I'm biased. I'm a huge Vegeta fan. I feel like they could have given Vegeta Super Saiyan 4 too, but they didn't, of course. But we got Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, so I mean, I guess I can forgive him.
I mean, we will get a Super Saiyan 4 eventually. I mean, we know that for a fact with, GT.
Yes.
Um, what's your favorite saga?
Oh, um, so I'm actually kind of split between two sagas. Uh, Dragon Ball Z for it's the Buu saga,
Okay,
and for Super Tournament of Power.
I get that. Yeah, I mean, Tournament of Power was definitely fire.
Yes, that was definitely Tournament of Power was one of my favorite arcs so far. But I mean, if you're talking about OG, I gotta go Buu Saga.
I think you kind of already answered this, but favorite character?
Oh yeah, Vegeta all day.
Fa- favorite villain, Boo?
um, favorite villain, I would say Frieza.
Okay. Alright. I mean, you mentioned that your, Dragon Ball got you into anime, the genre alone. So, what are you kind of currently watching animes wise?
Um, hmm. Honestly, right now I'm mostly just waiting for the next season of Super. um, I'm currently I've been rewatching Inuyasha. I think I'm on like season 5, episode 14 or something like that. But I started watching that because I've never actually, that was one I'd stay up back in when I was in elementary, middle school, or however old I was. I'd stay up past my bedtime and watch Adult Swim, and I would watch it here and there, but I never actually got to sit down and watch it all the way through. So, that one right now is what I'm trying to get through.
I gotcha. Alright. Now, you are also, a chef as well.
Yes.
What is the chef cooking?
I actually right now I actually am out of the restaurant. Thankfully I don't have to cook right now. I've been trying to get out of the restaurant life. It's not really fun. I don't enjoy it. But I've cooked just about anything, from seafood to pasta. If I were to get back into cooking, the main thing I would want to learn going forward, I would like to learn how to make sushi. Because I love sushi. It's one of my favorite things to eat. And it's something I never did get to learn how to cook. I was supposed to at one point, but it ended up falling through because there's a bunch of health code things with that. So the restaurant I was working at, they were gonna bring someone in and train us all how to do it like properly and safely and all that. But the owner's wife did not want to take the risk of all the other stuff that comes with it, because obviously working with raw fish and things like that, there is a danger, and you have to be very careful about how you prepare it and how you make it.
Right. I mean, what is your specialty dish? Like, what is your favorite thing to cook?
Um, any any type of meat, steaks, things like that. There's just so many different things you can do with meat. As far as like flavor profiles, whether you go with barbecue or you can do Cajun. There's just so much you can do with it, and you can. It's never the same. So that's probably, any type of red meat would be one of my favorite things to cook.
Did you ever cook something and just say like this is, as they say, chef's kiss? Like you knew that it was like the best thing that you were able to cook?
I mean, it might just be my ego talking, but really everything I could make anything taste good. I've been cooking for longer than I've been wrestling, 12, 13, 14 years, something like that. So it is something that I do have a lot of experience in. I've always been able to, as far as, at least for me, I like, everyone has different taste buds. Me, I'm a very flavor guy. Like, I like a lot of seasoning. I like a lot of flavor. And there's some people, my fiance, for example, she's a very bland eater. She doesn't like a lot of seasonings and spices and things like that. So she doesn't like my cooking. When I cook for her, I gotta bring the flavor down a little bit for her liking. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I can really make anything taste good. I've cooked probably one of my favorite things and most exotic things I've cooked. When I was in Florida, I cooked shark. And that was my first time cooking and eating shark, and I feel like I did a really good job with it. It was delicious. I ate it all. And that's also something that it's state wide. It's not something you can get anywhere. Florida is one of those places you can walk into a grocery store and buy shark like you're buying salmon. And they have, Florida's one of those places where you can get a lot of, as far as seafood goes, you can get a lot of exotic things from any grocery store. I think they had like swordfish and things like that too. But I opted for the shark while I was there. And if I go back, there's tons of other stuff there for me to try to cook. So we'll see.
What does shark taste like?
I would say it's mostly. It's very reminiscent of like chicken. And the way I cooked it was really a really simple way. I didn't do anything too crazy since it was my first time. It was salt, pepper, and a little bit of lemon, and that was it. And the consistency and the flavor, it's a lot like chicken. But it's it's not exactly like chicken. It's different, but it's very similar to chicken.
I gotcha. can you tell us about your tattoos and if there's any significant meaning behind them?
I mean, most of my tattoos are from animes. I have the Ouroboros from Full Metal Alchemist. The symbolism of that, though, is the endless cycle of life and death. It's from Egyptian time. Any reptile eating its own tail. It's the symbolization of life and death. I have the Saiyan crest on my chest, Saiyan pride on my stomach. That's one of the things that I really. It sounds stupid, but Saiyan pride, like the idea of it being a warrior and fighting and pushing and continuing to fight. To push yourself beyond your limits, it's something that I kind of live by. Even though it's from an anime, the message is still there. Because life is a fight and it doesn't stop. You got to keep fighting. I mean, yeah, there's not really I don't have anything that's super meaningful or anything like that.
I got you.
As far as I didn't go. None of my tattoos I've gone to get for a specific reason. But they are they're each a part of me in a way. They're each from something that has inspired me and molded me into who I am today.
Is there any plans for new ink in the future?
Yes. My next, I want to get an Italian flag type thing on my thigh. That'd be the next one I get, but they cost money.
Right. So, Italian flag in the works. Coming
Yes.
soon.
Exactly. Yes, coming soon.
I think it's time for the colossal question now. Let's say that they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
Oh. Oh man. Well, I guess the first one would be "My Life" by Bon Jovi.
Okay.
You are asking about songs, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'd have to include my entrance music, Don Corleone by Chris Webby. Oh man, the third one. Ooh. That's a tough one. I guess the third one would be Real Slim Shady by Eminem.
Hell yeah. Alright. Now, definitely a solid 3 picks to say the least. now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go the casting. Who plays you, and you can't say yourself because you are legally obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Ashton Kutcher.
Okay. Now, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you in your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Well, my mom would have to be there. I don't think I can come up with someone that would play my mom.
I mean, that's fair enough. We could leave it up to casting if you'd like.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone that would be a good role for that. I'd probably have to have my fiance in there. And I guess she would have to be played by I'd probably have to pick Alexa Bliss for that one.
Okay.
Because they're the same height, they're the same personality, basically.
5 feet of fury.
Yeah, exactly. And the third would probably be my uncle, and probably played by the guy that played Scarface. I can't think of his name.
Al Pacino?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is sounding like a great movie. A blockbuster to say the least. And you could pre-order the tickets now. On to a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
Never. It's absolutely not. It's wrong. It's gross. It should not be a thing. As an Italian, you know that it's an insult to my culture, and I am 100% against it.
Okay. So, I mean, I feel like if you liked pineapple on pizza, they would revoke your Italian license.
Yes. Yes, they would.
Well, okay, so we are anti-pineapple on pizza. From an Italian, just so you're aware, for the listeners.
Hey, pizza was made by Italians, all right? So we make the rules when it comes to pizza. And pineapple on pizza is a no-go.
It's a no-go. Right. What's your spirit Pokemon?
Squirtle.
Hell yeah. We love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
No.
Would you like me to spell it out for you?
Yes.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a dog can't spell. Yes, and that's coming from a full-blooded Italian, even though he was Irish. We love the late great Tracy Smothers. I'm trying to keep the memory alive on the show.
Okay.
Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical rock.
Yes. That's an easy win for me.
Okay. Well, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. And he did not win that match either. On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years? Well, hopefully on TV. I would like to. Yeah, I would like to be in 5 years. I would like to be even if I'm not on TV. I would like to be at the point where I can just wrestle. No, I don't have to work, a 9 to 5 or whatever to be able to afford it. I would like to be able to wrestle and be 100% focused on wrestling.
When you say TV, is there any specific promotion that you would like to be on their TV?
100% TNA. I feel like I would have the most fun and be the happiest in TNA. It's one of the ones that I grew up watching, and I'm glad they're back and in full force. And what they're doing right now, they're doing great stuff. And yeah, that would be the goal would be TNA for me. Obviously the goal is WWE, but putting myself in realistic shoes, TNA would be that pick for me.
Okay. And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off you as a pro wrestler?
It was the one. It was me and CJ Evans. It wasn't the 2 out of 3 falls match. It was the one right before that. It was the one we had before that. It ended up ending in a double count out. But that one really showcased a lot of what I can do.
Okay. And is this match on YouTube?
I believe it's on Patreon, Firestar Pro Wrestling Patreon. I don't believe it is on YouTube.
I gotcha. Alright, you could definitely check that match out if you subscribe to the Firestar Patreon. Definitely go check that out after this interview. If you haven't seen it, want to see it, want to re-see it after this interview. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
CM Punk.
Worst wrestler.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Would you like the default answer?
Yeah, yes.
You have chosen Eva Marie.
Okay, I accept that.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Hopefully CM Punk.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
2011 Miz.
I believe that came to play.
Yes.
Okay. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is
Real.
we would have also accepted tastes great on toast. Squash. Fruit or vegetable?
Vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit. It has
Really?
Yes. I mean, you're the chef here. I mean, this is. I feel like this is something you should have known.
Hey, I should have known that. I do now.
Well, you're part of Squash Squad, and that means a hell of a lot. New Japan wrestler Taichi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question: what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
0 butt cheeks, 100 trunks.
Okay, so full coverage.
Yes.
And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Once again, where can we find you on social media?
Instagram, Piraino Wrestling, Piraino on Facebook, and Tat1531 on Twitch and YouTube.
Perfect. And you don't have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give him a damn follow. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with Eve on Extra and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesG993. Alright, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Okay.
For our very special guest, Piraino, Coleco Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.